This is Lermy Log, first edition. So this morning I was inspired by Fred again to do a Lermy Log this morning based on real life. And why, you might ask, am I doing this? Because, as Fred said, life is messy. Life, we want to feel things. And in business, you feel a lot. Last night, I worked from, I was out the door 6:15, 6:30 in the office all day long, left the office at 6:30, went to our storage, drove home, everyone's home, had dinner by myself at the dinner table. It was 7-ish. And everyone was watching TV, having a chill night. I went upstairs, started doing some more work, had a call with a colleague, put the boys to bed. Tracy wasn't feeling too hot, so then I took care of all that. Trying to get them to go to sleep is never easy. Then I went and started working on finding a content producer and strategist for Umbrella and for me, working with Ashley, who's my content creator, and both of us were working till, I don't know, it was late, and then I finally got to sleep probably like 11:30, and I have a very active mind often, and I just had a terrible sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night a couple times, and I was thinking about work the whole time. Like, that just is what it is. Money, projects, staffing, prioritization, finding people that we need, finding A players, finding work, finding the money to pay the bills, all of it, just a cycle. And finally I woke up with my alarm and came downstairs, and I was late, and that's okay. Some days you just have a really shitty sleep, and so you have to sleep in a little bit longer. So I got up, came downstairs, did a quick morning routine, expedited, not as long as I like, but that's okay. And then I do my morning walk. It's a great way that I set myself up the day. I set my rhythm. It is something that has become a real staple in my life, and I really, really love it. And so my morning routine, when it comes to the walk, is I pick something to listen to. I listen. I don't actually watch it, because YouTube Premium is the best. You can just listen to things, whether it's business advice or sermons I listen to. Today, on my feed was this video by DJ Narrative, and it was a documentary on Fred again. And so I love Fred again. I've been listening to Fred again since COVID timeframe, like his early real life albums, and they're incredible, and they've always been incredible. I've listened to Boiler Room on repeat so many times. My wife laughs that my ADHD brain just loves repetition, and I can listen to something like 100 times, and honestly I do, like hundreds or thousands of times, and can't always remember even what I'm listening to. Is just a repetitive, it helps me. And so I press play because I want to hear it. It's cool, or like I'm intrigued. And the initial hook of the video starts talking about Fred again, emotion, rawness, messiness. And yesterday I had some really challenging meetings, and I was exhausted, and then I worked all day, didn't sleep a whole lot, up early, and I start listening to this, and I just start crying. Like literally right here, right now, or not now, at 6-ish, grabbing coffee. I just start crying, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm such a mess. Now, I'm not a mess. Life is messy. Life is messy, and that's reality. And as a business owner, it is, I find, even more messier, because I, along with many of my friends who are business owners, we care so deeply. We care about the business, we care about the people, we care about doing great, building empires, and it's not easy. It's freaking hard. And the idea around having a business, running a business, it's sexy. Everybody wants to do it. Oh, you're gonna make a shit ton of money, and you're gonna travel the world, and you're gonna do this, that. I drive a 2006 Honda Pilot that's teal. Now, I could afford to buy a better, nicer looking vehicle, but I don't, because I want to reinvest all of my money into the business as frequently as possible. And so, yeah, just shit show. And I want to encourage you guys, anybody who's watching this right now, that is in a business, that runs a business, to know that you're not alone, that this is a busy time of life. It always is. It never will stop. It is messy, and you will go through seasons of real hardship, of real challenge that will put you into places that make you cry. Like, I cried twice this morning. Not just this first time, but like on the path when I was on my walk, listening to this guy talk about Fred again, and how it was about perfection. It wasn't about perfection. It never has been about perfection. He's a world-class entertainer, producer. Incredible. No doubt about that. But what people love about him is the connection, the messiness, the letting things fail, the letting things drop, the mistakes on his sets live. And if we look at it from a perspective of perfection, if we're always aiming for perfection, but not being open to the messiness of mistakes and what can come from those cracks, those cracks, those fissures, are the places in which true growth, true relationship, true connection come from. And so when we consider that, like, what is it that you can do in your day-to-day, in your business, in your life? What can you do to use the messiness of life to improve others' lives, to grow others' lives, to make a difference? When you think about Fred again, going back to Fred, like, unbelievable. Like, how many lives have been changed? How many lives have been altered because of his music? I think about it often. I listen to it often. My brothers and I send playlists back and forth to each other. And there's shared connection there. And in a world of automation and the growing automation of things and technology, we need to stop. We need to be in present moment with others. And what does that look like? It's the voice memos. It's the sending direct messages. It's the video messages. It's the photos. Like, send a photo to your friend with a funny face. Just do anything to create human connection, that lasting piece to the puzzle, if you will, that will never ever go away. We all crave and desire connection, and in the messiness of life, the messiness of what we do day to day, that's where connection happens. It's not in the perfectly curated umbrella property services, buying unit, branding, spending money on to make sure that when we're posting content, it's awesome and the hook's perfect and the content throughout retains you and then rewards you at the end with this wonderfully large educational piece or just humor. Like whatever the purpose of the video is, or the content, or it is what it is. And so I just want to encourage, again, the considering and the connection. Considering how can you connect, how can you stop, how can you be present, how can you make a difference in someone's life today and in the future. Be messy, be imperfect, seek the not careful, seek the risk, seek being imperfect, seek being messy. What does vulnerability mean to you? I have so much vulnerability that I try to instill in myself and others, and I am never going to measure up to perfectness of vulnerability. But when we consider what does it look like what does vulnerability look like to you? What does vulnerability look like in opening up to somebody else to say, hey, I'm not good at this, I need your help, or I'm struggling. Reach out to somebody. Be real. Be messy. Life is so much greater and purposeful when we think through what does messiness look like, connect to others, grow with others, have deep relationships with others, care about others, and make a difference in your life.